Hello, and welcome to episode 55 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van Crisp.
Hello.
We are recording on Sunday, December 7th, 2025. It's been a minute.
Hot minute.
When was our last show? What day was that? Let me see. I have it somewhere. Convenient. I just pulled this up. I mean, convenient, but it was... November 11th was our last show.
Oh, okay. So almost a month.
And I think we had planned to do this sooner, but yeah, don't know if you know this, but the NWSL is really bad at getting roster stuff out.
Yep.
And the Rangers still haven't done it. But before we get into that, we got some housekeeping to take care of.
The Cooler Guild is part of the Sound at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed, or if you're a Sound at Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing.
So it's been a minute. Have you done anything interesting? Anything happened to you?
Well, just like I re-listened to last year's end of season show, and once again, we both had birthdays.
Go figure.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
I had a little get together with my friends.
Nice.
Is my new favorite brewery that's not in town here had like a tap takeover night.
Oh, sweet.
At a local spot I go to called Beer Works, and
yep.
They everybody kept giving me their raffle tickets for the merch. So I ended up with a bunch of stuff, including this sick, it's on the side,
camo shirt.
Living House camo shirt. Yeah, so it's Living House Brewery. They're out of Portland, but yeah, they make one of my favorite IPAs right now, and so that was really fun. Then the guy that owned it was super chill, and I got to see a bunch of my friends and hang out.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've just been chilling. I just applied for college.
Oh, nice. What are you doing at college?
Getting a degree.
Finishing your degree?
Yeah.
What? I have
2 years left.
Okay. Or do you have a thing you're gonna get it in?
I applied for Evergreen, so
hell yeah.
In the greener way. There's a lot of interesting routes you can go through Evergreen. So
yeah, there is. Sweet.
Yeah, looking forward to that. See what the new year's gonna bring. So, what about you?
Well, my birthday also happened, and I mean, this is like the coolest thing that's ever happened. I saw Kelly Clarkson live.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw Kelly Clarkson had a residency announced, and then she was playing on my birthday. So I was like, we gotta go.
Sick, yeah.
And so we went to go see her, and she is as good as you would expect her to be live. She is the American Idol. Here's my main takeaway. Kelly Clarkson is insanely talented. She is very charismatic. Obviously, you can tell that with her talk show. But she also swears a lot. Like if they allowed her to do an unfiltered version of her show, like there would be a lot of swearing. And I guess for me that was a main takeaway, because I do swear a lot on this show. I swear a lot in my life.
It makes people seem more relatable.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I can't help it. I think it got worse when I started working in a warehouse. So, and then I didn't have to work with like customers in person anymore. So it kind of just, the filter really went off the rails after that. But basically sometimes I feel like I'm swearing too much on the show, and there's episodes where I'm kind of angry, and then more swearing comes out because of the results of the team or whatever.
It was
happens.
Worse last season though, honestly.
Oh, for sure. I do think this season though, I had one episode where I had to edit out like a lot of F words. But hey, Kelly Clarkson, the American Idol, big swearer. So that kind of made me feel like, you know what? If Kelly Clarkson does it, fuck it. She's incredible. I love her. She sang a Christmas song too. She was like, it's close enough. This is my first time I'm gonna do it this year, but it's close enough to Christmas. It was like November 14th. I was like, good for you. But yeah, she's great. If you ever feel like you need to go see her, she's in her prime right now. So
absolutely.
Anyways, we have soccer to get into. A lot of stuff going on while also not having a lot of information. The season has ended for everybody officially. We've got champions officially, and we'll get into that later. But I think first we want to dive into, we're going to go into like the rain related stuff. We got some community questions to go over. We're going to do like a wrap up for the season, and also like we're going to do the official Cooler Player of the Season for this year, because we haven't done that yet. That's a big one to hit on. And then we'll go into the playoffs and the games that we didn't cover yet. and kind of just the other news going around with the U.S. Women's National Team and other international shit. So
Yeah.
a lot of random stuff, but it's been a minute, and I think we wanted to save it all kind of till some things settled down, especially with like the U.S. Women's National Team and everything that played out there. But
And if more stuff comes out, we can do an update show.
yeah, I think we're going to have to do one whenever the roster stuff kind of gets finalized. Although it seems like we can speculate, I would say, pretty well about what's going to happen with some of those people.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of free agents from other teams that I expect the Reign to maybe get in on some of those, or at least one of them.
Yeah, at least try.
Yeah. But first, we're going to do the community questions that we posted on to the Reign/Sounder Heart Discord that they have. You want to go over the first one?
Yeah, so Steve Vogt asked, have the Reign reached the limit of what they can accomplish under Laura Harvey? If they decide to go a new direction, who or what type of coach would you like to see take over?
I don't think they have accomplished the limit of what they can reach. I think that's kind of, with a young team, expected. Is it frustrating with how the season ended and just like the little places you can see that we clearly just needed to fine tune? It's like frustrating. Do I think that's a fault of Laura Harvey's? No. I don't know. So I guess that's like, I don't want a new coach at this moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think, like it was said many times throughout the season, with a lot of these players, they're playing the long game.
Yeah.
So to do that, I feel like in a system approach, that includes Laura Harvey, right? So I think the front office is bought in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we may get to see maybe towards the end of next season kind of where we're at
Mm-hmm.
and can evaluate then. Because I think your coach always needs to be evaluated, right? It's a job. And if they're not doing well at their job. But as far as an approach, like it seems that Laura Harvey is taking with these younger players, getting players back like Mia Official who haven't played in a couple years, it's going to take time. And I think she has earned that time for us to allow a little leeway here.
Yeah, we had this. I mean, you have to propose, I say, this question, I guess, in some sense every single year if you don't win the championship, or if you don't get to the championship at least. So, I mean, we went over this last year, and last year was a fucking disaster. Everyone knows that. But we both agreed that, like, Harvey deserves another year. And I think that she outperformed the expectations that we had going into the season, and I think people are maybe forgetting that. When I'm not saying Steve is implying that Harvey should be out. I think he's just kind of thrown it out there because it should be asked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel good with the coach that we have, and if you look around the league and kind of what happens with coaching, it's still a whole situation with just finding the right fits for people. There's an issue with not hiring women in coaching positions. There's an issue with not hiring people of color in coaching positions. And that's, I know, something that the Reign are kind of guilty of at times as well, with, the training staff as a whole. But having a female head coach in this league is rare. Having a female head coach in this league that knows what they're doing and can get the kinds of results Harvey was getting out of these players, I think that is worth continuing at this point.
Yeah, and I think we're forgetting the malaise that we came into this season with. Of just like, well, it's a rebuild year. We're going to be terrible. And then you pull out some big results at the beginning of the season, right? So I think she did her job, and I think she did it well. Overperformed the expectations, at least from that we had. If I look into the second part of this question, if they did decide to go into a new direction, who or what type of coach would you like to see take over? I think if they go in a new direction, I would want them to absolutely flip the script, go with somebody new, somebody who can keep the dynamic of the locker room intact.
Yeah.
But also take risks.
Okay.
And that's just if that were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Who that would be, I have no clue.
I was like, I don't have a list of people
Bev?
I want to bring in. Yeah, I mean, Bev, and as good as she made Louisville and stuff, still, and she got Coach of the Year, well-deserved, everything like that. But, like, I guess she would fit into your mold of, like, someone a little new and maybe slightly unproven. See what she can do with a team that actually is a little more willing to spend money on, like, Louisville.
Yeah. That would be my answer to the second part of the question, but I don't think it's necessarily right now. It's not right now.
Yeah. Second part, this is good. This is kind of a good segue from Steve's first question. He also asked, was Harvey Ball vindicated by Gotham winning all of their playoff games with less than 0.9 XG? You had put it. Did I put that note in? Or you
I
put
did.
it in? Okay. Van had put in the note that they had 0.86 versus Kansas City, XG 0.13 versus Orlando, and 0.87 versus the Washington Spirit in the final. What do you think? Are we vindicated?
I think as far as like the XG like believers go,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It vindicates that. Harvey Ball, I mean, to be fair to Gotham, they didn't really play Harvey Ball in its organic form. I think the most impressive win in their run was against Orlando.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Because Orlando dominated that game offensively. I'll talk about that later, but they were able to hold. I mean, and Emily Sonnet was as annoying as she can be when she plays. She was a big part of that.
Yeah, she's a player you want on your team, but not to play against.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's vindicated. Because I don't know if that was essentially Harvey Ball, but if people equate Harvey Ball with overperforming XG, then sure.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair. Happas. What do you think it is?
Happas. I don't know.
Happas asked, what areas of the team should the Reign strengthen? Seems creative / attacking midfield could use some help.
I would absolutely agree with that. Spot on.
Yeah. And you listened to the episode from last season. This is like the exact thing. We were like, we need help in this. And it seems we didn't get it. Or at least the breakout we wanted from G never happened. It kind of
happened, but it never really came to fruition.
And it was a long shot before that. We knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know where we get this creative midfielder from.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to have to do some looking around kind of and really get smart with it, because I don't think that there's an obvious player out there right now.
I think that if they were to get a Croy Bethune, right?
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, a player like that to play in the 10 role, and then you could go to 2 up top with Darlene, Fischel, throwing anyone else in there. I think that would really unlock a lot of the offense. And I think that it's going to be interesting to see, depending on who the Reign pick up, how the formation changes. Because I really think the 5-back was a last-ditch kind of effort.
Yeah, to kind of work with the players that we had and still have, but we also know that they weren't, like, they haven't reached their peaks. Yeah. So, yeah, it kind of granted them a little bit of room for error with that formation.
Yeah. And I think having a creative attacking midfield player with a little bit of, I don't know, zhuzh could really help Mia Fischel.
I was like, you see Mia Fischel kind of take over that role at times in the very few minutes she's played with us.
So that was one of the things with G. G was creative, and kind of some of the other players didn't quite get it. And I think Mia Fischel and the time she spent at Chelsea and kind of being around and being a creative player herself could benefit from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they need to find something up there, because Sam Mezza's fighting for her life.
Is there any other areas of the team that you want to see some improvements or something to at least kind of bolster, like add some extra depth?
Well, we have some questions to ask about center backs.
Sure. Lou Barnes is now retired.
Lou Barnes retiring. We were talking before we were recording about Emily Mason and what that's going to look like. I think it would be good to have another strong player back there.
Yeah, when I was looking at the free agents, there's not a lot of pickings. Like, I think they're going to have to do some trades and some stuff like that to get what they...
Well, essentially everyone's a free agent for the right price.
True.
Under the new CBA. So they could go out and get somebody depending on what the money looks like.
I was like, Jessica apparently doesn't care about the rules though. Yeah. All right. You want to go to the next one?
So Susie asks, 2-part question again, or maybe 2 different questions. Do we need more ruthless goal scorers? Or do we need people who can set up our goal scorers more? And she said, I think the answer is a nuance both, but curious about your thoughts on on this tension.
I was like, probably both. I would, if I had to pick one over the other, I would maybe say ruthless goal scorers. But I think I say that it's because it's born out of frustrations of watching this team for the last 2 years or 3 years, however many years it's been since we've had someone who's absolutely ruthless in front of goal. And upon re-listening to last season's kind of end of season thing, and when we signed Lynn, I thought maybe that's what we were going to have this season. And obviously things didn't work out that way. but I was very hopeful for that. And I think it would go a long way for this team, more so than someone setting up. Because I think we set up actually kind of okay. I just think our issue is finishing and having somebody just like super, super greedy in front of goal. I don't know. What do you think?
I disagree with that.
Oh, interesting.
Because I think we do have ruthless goal scorers and overperforming your XG all season, pretty much, right? And when
not an XG believer, though.
Right. I'm just using it as a counter argument here.
Sure.
But you've got players like Maddie Darlene, right?
Yeah.
When Maddie Darlene gets on the ball and gets into areas that are dangerous, she scores.
We haven't had a double-digit goal scorer, though.
That's fine, but that's because it's not because we don't have people that can score. It's because we're not putting those people into dangerous positions to score enough. That's how I feel. I do think it's a nuance both because I think the team could use better players in a lot of positions, including attacking, to have a Chewinga on your team, right? Or a Barba Banda. That's invaluable. Mm-hmm. But I think that there is promise from the players that we do have if we get them into better situations more often.
Yeah, I can see that. I still feel strongly that we need a ruthless goal scorer. I think that you're right in that we have that maybe within this team. So I think for me, it's just a matter of when is that breakout going to happen? And if that does happen with, say, somebody like Maddie Darlene, it will be a very scary thing for other teams to defend.
I'm wondering too, what if you threw Adamas into like that 10 role?
It's an interesting idea.
I think that there are pieces, and it's not just about going out and buying players that you think are going to be good. I mean, we've done that. Mm-hmm. So I think that within the team currently, there is a way to do that. I'm just curious what the roster is going to look like next year and how the team gets set up.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be as simple as let Adamas play more.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch all the skills challenge stuff, but it really doesn't seem like we're using Adamas as much as we could.
No, she balled out the skills challenge and won it for them. Won it for her team in the skills challenge. Second part of this question is, attendance for the Reign wasn't great this year. Are you hopeful the new ownership group can improve this in their second full year? Yes.
I am, but I also recognize the World Cup is happening, and that is going to make things extremely difficult to deal with.
I think it's also an opportunity.
Perhaps, yeah.
You're going to get a lot of men's football fans into a stadium where your women's team plays.
Sure, yeah, that's a good
There's
idea.
an advertising opportunity there. There needs to be billboards outside. There needs to be visibility.
Sure.
And the team, I was talking with my dad about this. There's a lack of kind of identity with the outward appearance of this team.
Okay.
Right? Who is your player that's going to be bringing these people in, right? Mm-hmm. Where is the identity? Who are you putting on the billboard that's bringing people to the games?
Yeah, I mean,
who is popping around local media?
Yeah.
Who's out and about?
Yeah, they're not really cashing in on anybody.
Like, do a freaking fishing series with Mia Fischel. She loves to fish.
Yeah.
Put it out there. Get her with Clint Dempsey. Send him on a fishing trip.
It's a good idea. Free ideas here.
I'll do it for you, but there needs to be, right, some sort of tie-in, some buy-in for the fans, right? Especially fans that aren't just there for the game. Mm-hmm. It needs to be a social phenomenon. Yeah. You've seen it with the Torrent, right? People are here for it. It's new. They've got openly queer players on the team that are posting thirst traps that are, they did like a game around town. Visibility. Mm-hmm. They're building it, right?
They are. Yeah, they are.
And as crap we talk about Angel City only being a brand, the Reign need to do better on the brand side.
Sure.
And I think that there's opportunity, but I think that it will be a big challenge with the Men's World Cup.
Yeah, because they're not going to be. Yeah, because they're not going to be. They're going to be on the road for a lot of games. I don't know. It's like a couple weeks or like a month before they like shut down basically where they're playing because they're gonna get the grass in and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I would say it's hard to gauge at this very moment just because of the World Cup, which is also going to be. There's a lot of positives to take out of it with the Reign, maybe getting some exposure, but if you're online at all, which I assume everyone who listens to this is, the World Cup is going to be a shit show, morally, ethically. I'm not as fired up as I used to be about it. Everything that's kind of surrounded this event for the last year, 6 months or so has been really not fun. And it's not going to be great for the city on many levels, I guess. So at least the rain won't be in town for it, I guess. They can benefit from the advertising, but I don't know. Next questions we have are from Elaine. I've been wondering about possible signings from colleges now that there's no draft. Do you have any college players you'd like to see on the Reign? Additionally, do you happen to know anything about Andrea Leyva? Is it Andrea or Andrea?
I think it's Andrea.
Okay. Danny's sister and sophomore midfielder from UW. I'm wondering if she'll stay with UW when he leaves for Mexico, and if maybe she has an offer somewhere else. Seems like she must follow him, or she followed him here. I mean, the Danny Leyva stuff's kind of... I don't know a lot about it. I can look into it at some point.
Yeah, he was when she played for one of the USLW teams, and he was at the game.
Do you know if she's like...
Olympia.
Do you rate her?
Not as much as some other players from what I saw. That's just my own personal, and I was focused on other things during the W League season. But I think for me, from what I've seen for the College Cup, I mean, there's a player on Stanford that Susie pointed out. I find that name, but I think the big one for me is Alex Buck.
Okay.
Did you watch any of the UW games?
I did not.
Yeah, there's a player on Stanford called Jasmine Akey.
Okay.
There's a huge opportunity with an achy breaky heart moment there. She scored an absolute banger in their last game on a free kick.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's good. So she would be one. I don't pay a ton of attention to the college game, to be quite honest.
We know that our we have a lot of scouting, and obviously Leslie Gallimore is in tune with that side of stuff. So I would suspect that, she and Laura are probably keeping close eyes on players there.
Yeah, and Leyva being a sophomore at UW, there's a lot of time there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. We already have a ton of young players.
That's
I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, maybe bring in one or two and then send them out on loan if, they're not quite ready, kind of the Sam Meza situation. But yeah. Those are kind of my thoughts on that. There are better people to ask. One of them being Susie Rance. On our other question, I got clarification from Matthew, and he sent us a question, and I didn't quite understand it when we were reading it here. He said it was probably terribly worded. I was tired and cranky when I wrote it. He said, I'm just mad that anyone can call Gotham underdogs in this year of 2025.
Yeah, it's an insane thing.
He said it was us. We were the underdogs. I hope you had a good cackle at my madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his original question, kind of the narrative surrounding Gotham's run was that they were such plucky underdogs.
The narrative being from Jessica Berman.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the only one who led this fucking bullshit, which does go a long way when you're the fucking commissioner of the league, because then you've got the fucking media acting like they're underdogs.
Well, I think the whole idea was that KC was going to sweep the season and the playoffs. And then all of this absolutely just jizzing for KC was had to end. And now they're like, oh, well, what do we do?
Yeah, they put all their eggs in one basket for sure.
They sure did. And I think, it was very un-Gotham for them to enter the playoffs in the last seed, right? Mm-hmm. They're 8th place. But Gotham's not an 8th place team.
But how'd they win their last championship?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's not realistic for them to be underdogs in 2025. I mean, we say this every time we talk about Gotham and just list off their players. Yeah. That is not an underdog team. Anyone with that roster is not an underdog team. I don't care how much you try and convince us that they are. They're just not.
The moment you have Rose Lavelle in your team, you're not an underdog.
Esther.
You're not an underdog.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest. You're does Jessica Berman even watch any other team other than KC?
Probably not. She's probably in worthless Zoom meetings like every other
commissioner, sports commissioner. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. Was the league prepared for if the Reign made a run? No. no.
Which I do feel like was a bit realistic, but
Sure. I mean, a lot of people didn't even have us getting to where we did. And we lost to a very good team too, and just barely for at least until the last minute. But yeah. The last thing Van reposted it last minute to see if we could get any other questions or anything, because we had this up for a couple weeks now. Just we didn't know we were going to record. If the Reign would have released their roster stuff, which they still have not, we would have recorded much sooner. But Rick said, "Feel free to mock all the people who said we would be bottom of the table!" ! That would be everyone.
I remember talking about this at the beginning of the season on a podcast, because there was I think it was the Expected XG podcast, and they were just talking so much crap about how terrible we were going to be. And sure, I did say, I think that the preseason games that the team was playing, it seemed like the vibes were good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were probably underestimating us, and it was true.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it does the team such a disservice, right? But maybe that's fuel.
Sure.
Did I also think we were not going to be that great? Maybe. But I also like this team. I like the players on the team. I like the staff. I like the organization. And I want what's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always going to advocate for them. But you also can't look at a coach like Laura Harvey and expect them again to be back where they were the season before. That's not how that works with a coach of that caliber.
Yeah. I think it was it's expected own goal. They didn't. I mean, I guess if I just want to be petty, which this is kind of what this comment is leaving us to be petty about. Expected own goal, didn't have high hopes for us. They also thought we didn't even know who our center backs lineup was going to be.
Yeah, that was
they didn't know. They're like, oh, well, they don't even know what their identity is in the back line. That was the one thing we kind of did have figured out. We knew we would have Jordan Bugg. We knew we would have Phoebe McClurnan. We knew we would have Lauren Barnes in rotation. I would say Claudia Dickey kind of having the season that she had was a little bit of a surprise. But everyone who had watched her before that, other than Van being frustrated with the previous season, did rate her. They always rated her.
Yeah.
It was just a bad combination of everything that happened last season. But yeah, I'm just to throw out expected own goal shitting on us in the beginning of the season. They didn't even know what the Reign were about. So I couldn't really take their opinion seriously anyways.
Yeah.
And hopefully now they've learned at least a little something about this fucking team.
It is, I will say, it is hard to do a podcast on one team. I can't imagine doing it on all of them.
That's why you bring people on.
That's why you bring people on. That's why you ask people that are in the spaces, right?
Maybe the two people that have the only regular podcast for this team.
Maybe. Yeah, have us on. Let us have shitty predictions, and then it won't come back on you.
Yeah, and we won't. I mean, we'll probably be a little shitty to you as a joke, but we promise it's just to be funny, a little bit at least. But if you don't know what you're talking about, just don't talk about it then.
Yeah, fair.
That's where I'm at with it. Oh, actually, speaking of, I went to that Fort George event. With there's this band that plays basically every single night before Thanksgiving at Fort George. And there was a woman in the crowd who I met, and her friends run the Angel City FC podcast. And she was like, yeah, they got their press passes revoked.
Why?
And I was like, were they talking too much shit about the team? Because you do have to if you're gonna go in there as media members, you can't just sit there and shit on. You have to be a little bit calculated, not super calculated, but there's just certain opinions, which, to be fair, there are a lot of things you could say about Angel City that would probably get your press pass revoked, and that's because of the way Angel City does some things. But yeah, they did take their press passes away.
Jesus.
Because I was saying how we go to games and media, and she's like, my friend does that, but then they got them taken away. And I was like, well, what'd they say? And she's like, well, I think they say some stuff.
It's probably not even about that. It's probably about how they acted when being credentialed media. Could
have been, yeah. I mean, there's rules. So,
yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that'd be funny to mention. Is that kind of all we got for community questions? Now that we've been ranting long enough about it.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart Podcast Network, which now includes Nos Arietes, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit sounderetheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
I think we're gonna use that to transition into kind of our final end of season thoughts and any other little news bits. The main one being that Fishlock is here for another year. What was your reaction to that?
I pretty much expected it.
She wasn't done.
No, and it was funny how we talked about it last year. And for the most part, we were right. Her role did change.
She took it with grace, though.
She took it with grace. There were some injury woes when she came back from a Wales stint, right?
Mm-hmm.
She got to play in the Euros.
Mm-hmm.
And
got to score in the Euros.
And was really impactful for the Reign.
Yeah.
And I think, sure, some people say you want to retire on top. But if you still want to play and you can still play, do it. And I think we've seen kind of the result of players not being able to have that choice, right? With the Sam Mewises, with the Tobin Heaths, as far as American players go.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you can still play.
Yeah.
Look at Marta.
Look at her. She is balling out.
Yeah.
The speed of a gazelle.
She did drop the first puck. Jess Fishlock did for the home opener of the Seattle Torrent. And you wrote the gayest place to be in Seattle.
It is truly. I saw the screenshots and pictures from that fucking game. Hats off to Seattle. You know, I will say I was a little skeptical that people could show up because I've seen what happens with the Reign. But the Torrent have done their job in making a event that people want to be at. And I mean, they showed up. They had a huge crowd. Yeah, Jess Fishlock dropped the puck. Brandi Carlisle was there singing away to her own song while the song was played in the arena.
Sasha Colby was riding the Zamboni. Somebody did say that it was like kind of awkward because you don't realize how long the Zamboni is on the ice. So they're just like sitting there.
She's just waving. Yeah. I would love to see the
with her little rally towel.
Yeah. I need to see the Torrent and Reign kind of collab on some stuff because the Torrent seem to have it figured out. And I love that for them. Hopefully their performances keep, they got to stay at least somewhat good to maintain this relevancy and excitement. I would hate to see that taper off because they suck. I know that the Seattle Times isn't doing any favors with the way they've been covering them. I saw that someone made a joke about Seattle hates women's sports more than any other fucking place. And I was kind of they're not wrong. And I think it's because of, we got our big, you would think the Seattle Times, they could be doing us a lot of favors covering women's teams and getting more support out. And they don't really care.
Jada cares.
Yes. You should credit Jada. She's great at her job. I know it's the Seattle Times as a whole is kind of not doing great with coverage. But certainly they could have done better with their tiny blurb about the Torrent getting their first win.
You mean the Sirens? Because they got the fucking team name wrong in the title.
Don't you love being a women's sports fan? It's the best.
It's so fun. I'm excited for Fishlock to come back. And I loved that crossover with her at the Torrent game. And I think that, like I was saying, building that kind of vision and collaboration and bringing personality to the team, that needs to happen more. There needs to be crossover. Mm-hmm. We've got the Torrent, we've got the Storm, we've got the Reign, right? 3 teams, trifecta. Do collab nights, do half and half scarves.
Yep.
If you buy a certain ticket, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe get a Sue Bird. I know she's got fucking ties to Gotham. I feel a little betrayed by that. I know she has ties to New York. Whatever. It would be great if she had more collabs with the Reign, but Pino, maybe she's working on it. The this was kind of cool. We had the second, like the best 11 for the league came out after we recorded, and they had the second. Dickey got snubbed. First of all, Dickey totally got snubbed for best goalkeeper of the league. But we did have two players make the second team best 11, and that was Claudia Dickey and Jordan Bug. Congrats to them.
Bug bomb, never forget.
That's right. We were all bugging out all season about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not something I saw coming last year.
No.
I mean, we were pretty hyped on Bug in the last season. This year has been everything I could have hoped for and more with her.
There was a hiccup, but to her credit, there was no aftermath, right?
Didn't phase her.
No. It's a professional kid right there.
Yeah. All right. Final season thoughts. Final end of the season thoughts. What do you got? What do you think of what happened? What are you feeling going into the off season? Any other general ideas?
My overall feeling regarding this season is content.
Okay.
I am happy we weren't as bad as we could have been. I am really, there were some really positive moments this season, right? And there were fun games, were exciting goals.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, some of it was a Harvey ball slog, but sometimes that's what you got to do to make the playoffs, right? So I am content. I am happy that they made it into the playoffs miraculously. And, you know, I think that it showed real growth.
Mm-hmm.
And the midseason signing of Mia Fischel was a sign that the front office has ambitions, right? To bring in bigger names, spending money now that that's been freed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it'll be interesting to see if there's any more interesting signings that happen, where some of the players go. I mean, we've got AMC that's
probably not going
to return. Julia Lester's still out on loan. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I think I'll add on to that and just say that, like, I agree with what you're saying. Ambitions are there. It's our first season with the sale complete, all that stuff. I feel mostly good about what happened. I think my main feeling is that I'm hopeful, which I was not sure that was how I was going to feel after last year.
Yeah, we were talking like, what if we had to do this podcast again for an entire season?
Yeah, and I definitely, you were the hopeful person last year. Even hopeful about being bad. It didn't make any sense. And I wasn't there. I'm a little bit more pessimistic about things in general. So the fact that I feel hopeful is a good feeling to have about this team. Do I look at this team and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be like dominating next year? No, I don't feel that. But I think they will compete. I think they can beat any team at any point. I think there's still going to be a lot of ups and downs, but I think it will improve. And I think that everything that they got from this year is going to be invaluable for what they do next year.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And I hope that the way that next season goes will finally, second half of the season be coming into a stride, because we were kind of okay post break. There was a really good start of the season, and then it was like hopeful, and then and then okay, maybe, and then I'm hoping that they can be good in the beginning, but increasingly get better and better and better.
Yeah, it's all about momentum for the playoffs anyway. So yeah, I don't need them to start off hot. I just need them to look like they have chemistry and that they have some sort of identity on what they want to do on the field. Because I think the goal scoring thing that's something they need to figure out.
Yeah.
Should we go into Cooler Player of the Season now?
How exciting. I
know everyone's been waiting for this. The city of Seattle has been waiting for this. The Cooler Player of the Season is brought to you by The Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our very first sponsor. My favorite part about who we're about to give this to is upon re-listening to, I wanted to kind of, before we did this episode, looking back at the season, I wanted to see what our thoughts were last year at the end of last season, and also for our first preseason episode for this year. And there seemed to be a theme with Van. of maybe not being on board with some of the choices made, specifically one choice. I'm
crying and laughing so hard.
So
true.
So the person we're giving this to, I don't know, like I said, we like to give these awards, like Cooler Player of the Match, to people maybe we didn't see it coming. Someone specifically didn't see this coming this year, but she had a fantastic season. She was maybe robbed of a major award this year. She is, however, breaking through to things, and I think there's no one else that should announce this other than the great disbeliever of last season. So, Cooler Player of the Season for 2025 is going to
Claudia Dickey. I am so happy for you. And I said, and throughout my criticism last season, it was because I wanted her to be better.
I think my favorite part, though, is when you were like, I think Claudia Dickey starts the season, but I think she loses the spot to Cassie Miller.
I remember saying that.
Amazing.
I'm so glad I was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was wrong.
Yeah.
What an incredible season she had.
Yeah.
Claudia Dickey made the biggest ass out of me, and I could not be happier about it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. She saved her asses countless of times.
She was the reason the team that Harvey Ball worked half of the time, maybe 80% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Because she was coming up with saves that shouldn't have been saved. Should have been goals. She led the league in saves with 88. She was the only goalkeeper to play every minute this season. She was had the best shot stopping numbers in the NWSL, behind a defense that finished 10th in a post shot XG faced.
Wow. Seems like goalkeeper of the year to me.
Robbed. Claudia Dickey, I am so happy you made a fool out of me.
Yeah. It doesn't take much sometimes, but yeah.
This is how you know we're friends.
She's getting off the rails. Yeah. So congrats to her. Incredible season. I'm so glad we have a good goalkeeper. That seems to be like she's going to stick around.
But I think my criticisms last season were things that just did not show up this year.
Yeah, which is attributed to a number of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that turnaround, fantastic.
Yeah.
I think her leadership developed. You saw her at the end, especially towards the end of the season, be more vocal. She's starting
for the U.S. Women's National Team.
She's got back on her high ball, getting trained. Like, she's just incredible.
Yeah.
I did want to mention, before we sign off on Cooler Player of the Season, there were other notable players, especially one for me that I wanted to highlight, because she was probably I haven't looked at the numbers, but she probably got the most Cooler Player of the Match awards.
She was going, like, Diggy just had such a damn good season that it would have been fucked up to not give it to her. I think, and maybe if she would have gotten goalkeeper of the year for the NWSL, we could maybe have considered giving it to Sam Meza. That what she does on the field exemplifies everything that this award, in theory, is about. It wasn't always easy what she had to do back there. She was given a lot of dirty work, and she came into this season. I don't know what we expected, but we had
Nothing. We didn't expect anything.
Yeah. So she became the starter, the obvious starter. She took over that role. She was up for the challenge. She didn't seem like she missed a beat either. Like, from going to on loan to the league below us, coming into the best league in the entire world for women's soccer, and just filling in the way that she did. This season doesn't happen with the success that it did without her.
Exactly. I mean, there are so many things that she did right, and she saved our butts as many times as Claudia Dickey did.
Yeah, she doesn't back down.
And I am so excited to see her next season and to see where her career goes, because, you know, she's been called into the senior national team. She's a regular in the U23s.
She's so young.
I think that there is a very, very bright future for Sam Meza, and I think it would be a disservice to not mention her in this conversation.
Yeah, agreed. You listed a few other names just to cover our other like standouts for us personally, at least.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bug, Maddie Darlene, I think she's bound to have a breakout year next year.
Yeah.
If this wasn't a breakout year for her already. Madison Curry had a really good stretch of good games. Huerta coming back and just absolutely being Huerta again made me really happy. And then at the end of the season, we kind of got an idea of a player that could play a huge role and maybe an unexpected big role in next season. And that is Maddie Mercado. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. I don't know if you got to the part on our episode from last year, but we were very hopeful for Mercado for this season. And just that, I would say we just didn't have the space to kind of experiment with that. And they, I would say, smartly sent her out on loan to get more experience. And I think for next year, she's going to be sitting in a really good place to get some valuable minutes and hopefully make an impact on this team. I think she's got all the skills to do that. I'm excited about it. I also think it's very funny how much we butchered a lot of these names in the episodes last year. And I mean, like Mercado, I butchered constantly. I don't know what it was, but Mercado, I didn't know Darlene's name properly at the beginning of the season. I only think it took me like 2 episodes maybe to figure that one out, but
we messed up Meza a bunch.
Yeah, Meza was definitely there. But hey, these people have made their names known, so good for them. They deserve the credit.
I will add on Emery Adames in there.
Yeah.
We've already talked about her, but yeah, I think that they're.
I sigh for Adames because there were so many frustrations from fans about not seeing her more on the field, and I get it.
Yeah.
And I hope that changes next year.
And like I was talking about earlier, I think we do have the pieces. There's just a utilization issue.
Yeah.
And probably, we might be missing a piece or two.
Sure.
And we'll see how that's able to kind of bring everyone together. But to wrap it up, Claudia Dickey, you made an ass of me. Congratulations on being Cooler Player of the Season. We need to get your name etched into the trophy that is at the doctor's office.
Yep, it's there.
So thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match, really anytime. Go now and get their eggnog. Their annual nog gets it.
Their annual nog. Here? That's probably just what it says. Their annual nog. Nog is like
gets its what?
Gets a nog. Oh, yeah, that's a mystery.
Maybe I'm going to add magic. Their annual nog gets its magic from Añejo Tequila and Amontillado Tequila. Best nog ever. No kidding. Seriously.
You love a nog.
I do love a nog. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person.
Cheers.
Go see the trophy from last season and Phoebe McLaren's name on that.
Yeah, it's signed. She went in there and signed it, didn't she?
I don't know if she ever did, but
I think there's a chance. And then Phoebe and Claudia can go together and they can hang out with the really cool trophy until they get the big one next year. All right, we got NWSL playoffs to quickly kind of go over. This episode is very long, but guess what? We don't have a lot more going on for this offseason. So NWSL semis, we had Spirit versus Portland. Spirit won that, obviously, because they went to the final. Jesus Christ.
I know.
I feel bad when I have to point out things that she does because she is local, but I think there needs to be at least a mention of maybe why the Reign were willing to move on from Sam Hyatt. And if you didn't remember what happened, what was the tournament? What's the NWSL tournament that's got like a bad name? Challenge Cup or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a notable blunder in the back. Well, the same thing kind of happened again. When I do see moments of this happening.
Yeah, I mean, they were already down 1-0, but Hyatt played a ball back to Mackenzie Arnold that Croy Bethune just absolutely picked off.
Yeah, Spirit
and then
punish you like
goal.
That. Yeah.
And which is sad because Mackenzie Arnold showed up in this match big time.
She's been showing up for them ever since their fans started booing her.
Which, cause and effect, I don't know. I think the big breakout moment for this match, though, was Kwasi won the ball like halfway into their defensive half and then just absolutely ripped through the entire Portland defense.
The really poor Portland defense we've been shitting on all season.
Yeah. And crossed the ball to Gift Monday, who scored.
Yeah. Happy to see it.
I did read that Gift Monday, her dad died like a couple days before, I think, this game.
That's fucked up.
And she had to go back for his funeral. And
Jesus.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. Anyway, the other game, Orlando, Gotham played at Orlando because obviously Gotham lost seed. Orlando should have won this game.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't pay for a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And in 90+7, there were 7 minutes of extra time or 6 minutes. I don't know. Shaw. So Shaw and Lavelle were lined up. So you didn't know if Rose was going to take it left-footed or if Shaw was going to take it right-footed, curl it in. Shaw ends up taking it, and it just kind of goes through people. Midge Purse looks like she might be getting her head to it, but it just sneaks through and goes in, and they win the game, go to the final.
Love that for Jaden Shaw.
Hate it for Angelina because she fouled Rose Lavelle to earn the free kick.
Hey, that's on you. You know that Gotham are just stacked for shit like that.
The final was kind of a slog.
I didn't hate it though.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
Yeah.
Nobody could score again. But Sonnet balled out, and Hal Hirschfeld got injured in like the 85th minute or something, and she's like crying on the sideline, limping and like trying
off for
to
minutes. Like she was off for a while.
Yeah, it was probably 80th minute. I don't know. But then they throw her back on to maybe like sub her out in a couple minutes because they didn't have a player ready.
Choices.
And the ball to Rose Lavelle that Rose Lavelle ends up putting in to win the match in the 88th minute. You've got a limping defender that can't defend around there. I think it was a poor coaching choice, but in the end, I mean, Rose Lavelle, inevitable.
Yeah.
So Gotham wins 1-0 over the Spirit.
I preferred Gotham in this game. I thought Spirit would have the edge. I think Hal Hirschfeld's injury was obviously the game difference in that. I have very conflicted things about Gotham. Like my feelings about them are so like I love their players. Mm-hmm. Like I absolutely love their players. There's not like anybody on there that I'm just like, oh, I can't stand watching them play. Like the way that they play when they're playing well is so nice, and they will punish you. And how can you not root for Roosevelt? It's just we played them in the final and lost.
Yeah.
And then sometimes maybe they're not following the rules, but if you have people,
I doubt the Spirit are either.
Yeah, I was like, if you have Jessica Berman apparently making decisions at the top, though, I guess get away with whatever you can get away with because she's gonna not allow you to do shit, even if you want to pay players fairly. But yeah,
great segue. Moving on to great segue here to the NWSL news / player moves and free agency. What the fuck's going on with Trinity Rodman?
No idea. And I do have a little bit of a hot take about this.
What's that?
Well, hey, listen, I'm all for like if someone wants to throw money at Trinity Rodman, they should be entitled to do so. That is, if Michelle, like if Kang wants to throw money at her, by all means, go for it. Do I think Trinity Rodman is that player that should have money thrown at her? I don't know. I know she's a star. I know she's got star quality. She is, I mean, you can see it all over social media. She is a very fun player and all of that. And when she's healthy, if she was able to play every single minute this year, I would agree with what they're trying to do with her. I just, like, I looked at how many minutes she played this year, and it's not that many.
Yeah, I mean, she did have a pretty serious back injury.
I know. And like, that sucks. I hate that for her. And I wish she was healthy. That's why I'm confused about what's happening here She's kind of the face of the league at this point. So you do make that happen. I understand what you're saying, but I would counter it with you need to keep her in this league. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that this could be is going to be a tipping point that can possibly help other players get bigger contract. Yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, I'm fine with it. I'm just confused on why it's become her. Because she's that girl. But she isn't. If she's on the field more, she would be. If she was on the field more, I would agree. Because when she is on the field and she is healthy, she is that player. She just has not been that player consistently. And it's not necessarily her fault. That's all. That's my only reason I'm kind of confused. Yeah. But I get it. I mean, she's very captivating and very fun to watch when she's healthy. Mm-hmm. I look forward to the day when she has a full season and doesn't have any problems. If that happens. Well, maybe with enough money, she won't have any problems. Okay. Do you want to go into notable free agents? Yeah. I made a list of at least people I wanted to highlight notable free agents. I'm sure maybe by the time I get this edited out, there might be answers on some of this because things change quickly in the NWSL. I had Sophia Wilson, Midge Purse, Carson Pickett, and as you had added the note, she was drafted by Laura Harvey in 2016 as a 4th pick. Bethany Balser, Hannah Lundqvist, Melanie Barcenas, and Ella Stevens. Also not a free agent, but Jenna Neiswanger also might be looking to leave Arsenal. Are there any of those names that you maybe think the Reign should take a look at and try to put in some sort of offer for contracts?
I would love to steal Sophia Wilson.
There's no way she doesn't go to Denver after having a baby if she's going anywhere else.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome.
I think why I put the Carson Pickett stuff in there is because I think she's an obvious choice.
Yeah. She's crucial for Orlando too, so I'm kind of surprised they let her go.
Yeah. I mean, she's a bit older, but not
good depth.
Anywhere close to that. But we do need, seasoned players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you put Carson Pickett in. I mean, depending on what you're playing, she could be a replacement for Madison Curry.
Sure.
The same with Neiswanger. I mean, I'd love to have Neiswanger.
I'd love to have Neiswanger.
So I think those would be the two. I really, as much as I appreciate Bethany Balser and the time that she had with the Reign, I don't think that that's the right choice for either the team or her.
Yeah, I kind of feel for her because I do think that she did a lot for Louisville after she came back from the break that she took from soccer. I don't think that I think she had to have known that taking a break was maybe going to hurt her standing with the lineup. And, that's just inherent. There's a good chance someone else is going to get moved above you in that picking order. But she came off the bench and did some very good stuff for Louisville. And I feel like she's getting done a little wrong here, but I also kind of get it. I can see both sides of it, I guess I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I hope she lands somewhere where she's appreciated and gets minutes and a role that she's happy with.
Yeah, and she's definitely NWSL level.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I just really hope she finds the right spot for her, and I'm rooting for her. So
absolutely, yep.
I think Lundqvist is one that I would love to see.
That would be interesting.
But she did just play in the little 7v7 tournament that San Diego participated in. So I imagine they're going to try to tie up that contract. I didn't see anything about their end of season roster stuff. Barcenas is, I think San Diego's going to move on from her. And I think whoever gets her is going to be very happy with whatever, happens.
I feel the same way about Ella Stevens. She's a young player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need a striker like her. So I wouldn't see a Reign picking her up, but maybe a team like a Louisville, like a Chicago.
Yeah.
I hope all these players land somewhere where they're appreciated.
I would also never say no to Midge Purse. And I said this last season when she was a free agent very briefly. I was like, can you please bring Midge Purse here? Please. If there's any world in which Midge Purse would consider coming here, please get it done.
Yeah, if that's an option, all for it.
Yeah, I feel like she's just dragging these out.
In the vein of the Sophia Wilson, though, I feel like it's the same way I feel about Midge Purse. I don't know if that's an option for her.
I think she's just dragging it out and trying to get her most money, especially since she won the championship again. So
good for her.
Yeah, good for her. Bevianas did not get snubbed.
No, won Coach of the Year. Hell yeah, I was rooting for this.
Yeah. Anyone with a brain was rooting for this, which was not everybody. Everyone in Kansas City.
Yeah. Big move. Haley Carter, who was GM of Orlando and did a great job with Orlando, joined the Washington Spirit as head of operations.
I hate it.
I always knew she was going places.
I just hate it on a personal level of hating Washington Spirit and everything that they do.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm sure she's getting paid well, so good for her.
On a brighter note, we won't have to hear about his shitty suits anymore since the Thorns fired Rob Gale.
I'm kind of upset about this. I mean, I am happy, but I'm also upset because
he was terrible for them.
He was. And they realized that in a reasonable amount of time.
And then Vlaco decides to, I don't want to coach anymore.
This is too hard. If I can't do this with this team, I'm fucked. So I don't know. Yeah, Casey's gonna have to be really looking for. Cause they haven't filled that spot, right? They're just still looking around. That's kind of a big deal. Vlaco not wanting to be the head coach there anymore. Interesting. Very interesting.
Honestly, he should have moved to the front office after the World Cup, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. You have a dominant season like this and you lose in one playoff. I guess if you leave after that, your heart's really not in the coaching side of it anymore.
Yeah.
The last thing I added for the NWSL news kind of stuff, I thought it was maybe going to be relevant, but the MLS will be changing to the European schedule, which should help, until maybe the NWSL considers doing the same thing.
They are considering it.
Yeah.
Berman's talked about it.
Yeah. Okay. But it'll free up it's going to happen, maybe. It'll probably happen. If they're talking about it now, they're going to do it at some point.
Yeah, it'll happen at some point. It's just more of a question of when.
Okay. But that kind of sucks because I feel like in one hand, that's going to help us when MLS changes with stadium conflictions and how the Reign always have to fucking play on Friday nights. But they'll have even more issues when they have to compete with the Seahawks and the Sounders.
Yeah.
At least the Mariners won't be playing, I guess.
Kind of last thing we got here. The U.S. Women's National Team played 2 games against Italy. They won both. The first game they won 3-0, and the second game they won 2-0. Claudia Dickey played full 90 both matches. It was her 4th consecutive start for the national team. Granted, Fallon Joyce did have has a fractured orbital bone. She broke her eye socket.
Yeah.
So, but they had 2 other goalkeepers in camp with them, and Dickey played all minutes for both games.
Yeah, that says something.
That says a lot. Game 1 goal scorers Olivia Moultrie and Kat Macario.
Love this Kat.
Kat is ballin'.
She is.
Game 2 Macario scored again, and then Jaden Shaw.
Love that for Jaden.
Yeah. They look pretty good.
They do look good. I feel very good about this team. I also feel very good about Claudia Dickey, who almost got an assist.
Oh, that was so sick.
I almost lost my mind. I mean, I did kind of lose my mind, the fact that it almost happened, but that has got to really impress Emma.
Yeah.
And this is like the perfect time to like seize your moments and make yourself look good, because it is not easy to do when you're playing some of these teams that maybe aren't, like super highly ranked. I would say Italy's not a bad team, obviously,
No.
but it's not like you're playing England.
Yeah. I think just the fact that she almost got an assist, in talking about her growth as a player, like her distribution has just blown up. Like It's gotten so much better, and you can see that. And oh my God, like these games are pretty fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Kat Macario.
Can we get her?
Does she want to leave Chelsea?
Like Chelsea lost their first time in 500
I watched
days.
the last 20 minutes of the game this morning. They subbed her out.
Well, that's why.
They subbed her out. I don't know.
If they change the rules and we can go get a player with a lot of money, that's my number one.
Her or Lily Johannes.
I was going to say her or Johannes.
The 2 of them together, like that is a...
Yeah, it's so good. It's kind of funny because like on our episode a lot of things are really funny. But like the episode last year, we had talked about like how we expect Emma Hayes to start experimenting a lot more with these youth players, and that's exactly what happened this year. I was kind of like, oh wow, good for us.
They needed to do it.
Yeah, they did desperately.
It was stale. It
was super stale. Vlatko understands that now. He moved to a different role. The Jordan Bug got nominated for U.S. Youth
Player of the Year.
Yeah, Young Player of the Year. You can still go vote for that, which is kind of cool. You also don't have to vote for every single category, I learned, because I didn't care about voting for the men.
Oh, yeah.
So I just chose the ones I wanted to vote for. There's a link on Susie has an article on Ride of the Valkyries. There's a link on there about Jordan Bug. And then I've got some other information about the U.S. Youth National Team happenings that Susie kind of rounded up everything that has happened. Maddie Darlene and Emery Adames both got a goal and an assist in their call-ups with the U23 team, who they won against England 4-2 in that one that they got assist and goal. Also, do you know about Purcell?
Yeah.
Are you like familiar with her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she got the start as well in that game.
Yeah, so, she played on our USLW team.
Oh, that's why I knew the name. I was like, this name is extremely familiar. I'm not totally sure why.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, good kid. Good player. And then McCammon, Ainsley started in the U20 game.
Exciting.
Yeah. She's got a bright future too.
Yeah.
We had some non-U.S. Women's national team Marine players play. Montesir, did you watch this game?
No, I just heard
This
about it.
game was such a blowout. Montesir scored 4 goals in Hades' game versus Belize in their 9-0 win.
Is that how you,
I know.
does that how you spell? Oh yeah, it's Belize. I put Belize.
I know. I just wanted to make it sound fancy since you'd made a typo.
Oops. 9-0 win. I mean, Belize is not a very big country, but neither is Haiti.
Belize's goalkeeper also looked like she probably worked in a warehouse.
Hey, nothing wrong with working
Normally.
in a warehouse.
And that poor kid had to make so many saves.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, good for Montesir to get 4 goals.
I think, most of these national teams, maybe, I don't know, but I don't think that this is their primary job. Unfortunately.
Correct. Yeah.
It should be better.
Yeah. What's going on with Canada?
I don't know. I didn't watch these games.
They haven't been the same since Dronegate.
Yeah.
Just gonna go ahead and put that out there. Haidama did sub on for Canada, but they lost both of their matches against Japan. It was in Japan, I believe. I think they were both away. So Haidama subbing on, I'd feel a little worse if like Haidama was playing the entire game and then they lost.
Yeah. What's Casey Stoney doing up there?
I can't explain what's going on with Canada. I just it's weird because that used to be, I mean, we would always beat them at the end of the day, pretty much, besides when the Olympics. But yeah, I don't know what's happened with Canada. They do have their new league, so maybe that will help them kind of keep developing and bring in more players. I think they kind of, from my perspective at least, it doesn't seem like they have the huge stars that they maybe used to have that we watched like years and years and years ago. But I think that the new league is kind of hoping that changes.
Yeah.
Which congrats to...
I was going to say, I would just went and looked through the docs to see if we talked about this in the last episode because I couldn't remember when it happened.
No, we did not. Congrats to Nikki Stanton and Quinn and Jasmine Spencer, but Vancouver Rise won the championship. And Mariah Lee won the championship for the first year of this Canadian league. So that's super cool.
And they were the absolute underdogs in the match.
Cool. Love that for them.
They played great. Also, throughout the celebration, the league fucking did it right. Year 1. The trophy is sick. It's huge. The celebration was well planned, well executed. They even had like a trophy photo shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. I've never seen a league hit it out of the park year 1 like the Canadian League just did.
That's good to hear. I mean, I saw the photos. They look like they were having a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really happy for them. I think, do we have anything else? Anything else we need to mention? It's a long one. A lot of random shit. And we'll be back when we have to go over the rain shit.
Yeah, once they post the roster and there's some movement, enough stuff to talk about, we can record again.
Yeah. I think that's kind of all I got.
Yeah.
Boy. Well, any shout outs?
Vancouver was going to be my shout out.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Shout out all the former Reign players balling out in all parts of the world, but especially those that won the championship with the Vancouver Rise.
Yeah. Good for them. Love that, our Reign players that we were rooting for from the beginning got to lift the trophy. It's been a while here in Seattle for the Reign.
I'm so happy for Nikki Stanton.
Yeah.
I was the last episode. I was like, we can't lose her from the Reign. She is everything.
That was our only must keep was Nikki Stanton from the free agents that we had. But hindsight, just it was a personal thing. I just enjoy her.
I do too.
Yeah. I don't think I got anything other than, I don't know. Shout out to everybody at Ride of the Valkyries who's helped us with this show and getting our stats, getting our info. Without them, the show wouldn't. I mean, if you don't like the show, it's not their fault. But at least a lot of our information that we pull is because of them and the work that they do. So I just want to shout out everyone there that helps out with that. And they put in a lot of work, and I don't think people realize how much work it really is. And it's not their full-time jobs. They do this out of kind of a passionate hobby. They do get paid, but the good news with Sounder at Heart and Ride of the Valkyries is that Jeremiah is able to pay writers and photographers and whoever contributes to the website. But yeah, it's not their main gigs. So this is all born out of passions for being fans for this team. So
I think a lot of people may not realize that this is rare in the NWSL.
Super rare.
And it's a privilege that we have everyone at Ride of the Valkyries that pays attention to and writes about and talks about and is able to get this information out. So
yeah, it's a good reminder now for folks to go support, send subscribe to their I don't know if they're still running that deal or not, but it's still,
if you want to give us a Christmas present, us here at the Cooler Guild podcast, the best way to do that is by going to sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild and signing up to be a contributor to Sounder at Heart.
Yeah, supporter level, whatever level you can afford. Go do it. Yeah, thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. You can go follow us on Bluesky and Instagram at Cooler Guild Pod.
You can send us an email. We always love an email at thecoolerguild@gmail.com.
We're on YouTube. We just plugged the website, so I guess probably don't need to do that again. YouTube.com/@thecoolerguild. Please go rate wherever you're listening. 5 stars. Till next time, whenever that is. I'm Coop.
I'm Van.
Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool.
And she sings a lot about hating men.
Yeah, she also had that viral moment where she did the wink.
Oh, the wink, and then she had Jennifer Beals on.
Yeah,